Okay, so this video is intendedly focused on the hidden low screw on this type of carburetor. And if you'd like to see the full version of this video where I explain about the low screw and the high screw and how to set both on your machine, then click through the link at the end of this video. Otherwise, sit back and learn all about how the hidden low screw works and how to go ahead and adjust this on your machine. So here's the carburetor. We have the main large adjuster screw here, which adjusts the fuel-air ratio to richen or lean out the fuel reaching the engine at high RPM. In other words, when the throttle is fully open. But we also need to be able to adjust the fuel-air ratio to richen or lean out the fuel reaching the engine at low RPM. Looking at this carburetor, how do we do that? We don't have two screws here, so with this in mind, enter the tiny hidden screw here at the top. This is indeed the adjuster screw that adjusts the air-fuel mix at low or idling speed, and otherwise known as the L screw or low screw. Now, it's important to remember that we must not get this screw, which is the low speed screw, mixed up with the idling screw. This doesn't set the pace of the idling speed. This screw, the low screw, sets the air-to-fuel ratio mix going into the engine. The idling screw here operates the throttle. So clearly this screw is not as accessible as the high screw, which I'm sure the manufacturer did for a very good reason. This was most probably to prevent the overusage of this screw that would result in the detriment of the carb settings. Some of these screws have a cap covering them, and I'm told that some are actually covered in a resin to prevent any adjustments, outside of a dealership maybe, that is. But because these screws are indeed hidden away, it may well be because they don't need adjusting anywhere near as much as the H screw does. But if you do feel that you need to adjust these, and you want to save time and money by adjusting it yourself, or you are just interested in how this screw works and gathering a better understanding of it or both, then I will not only show you how to do this, I will also show how this screw alters the air-to-fuel mix and the effects that has on the engine, to provide you with a better understanding of this system, so that when you adjust these screws, it's clear to you what you are actually doing to the engine and why. Okay then, so as we've established, this is the low screw. And if we really need to adjust this carburetor, then we will start with this screw. So I have this type of carburetor on my weed eater, and so we'll go ahead and start the engine and make the adjustments. We can note here that from the engine idling, if we turn the screw out anti-clockwise, then the engine will eventually sound like this. It becomes lumpy and struggles to idle. And from here, if we screw the idling screw inwards clockwise, then you'll see that the engine revs will start to increase, and increase more the more we turn it. So what just happened there? What did this do? Well, with these carburetors, there is a needle that protrudes into the main jet. And it's the low screw that we've been adjusting at the top that is directly connected to this needle. And so when the needle screw is fitted in its correct place within the carburetor, it's sheathed within the protruding plastic part of the main jet. And if we could see the side of this main jet from this angle, we'd see a structure there that's significant to the way this main jet works. I've actually removed this part of the main jet so we can have a closer look. And when we do, what we see on the side of it, the very thing I was talking about, is this cutout structure here, in the shape of an elongated triangle. So within the carburetor, when the needle screw is fitted in place in here, in a controlled manner, the needle can move up and down, thus opening and closing this gap. So how does this allow the carburetor to function and the engine to run? Well, during the carburetor's normal functioning, fuel is of course brought up the main jet. But at the moment, the needle is low and closing off the gap. But if the needle was to raise slightly, opening up some of that gap, then it would let some of that fuel out into the venturi of the carburetor and to the engine. And because of the very nature of this gap, from bottom to top, it gets wider. As the needle raises, we're naturally going to get an increasing volume of fuel out from the gap. And of course, as we lower the needle, we're going to start to restrict some of that fuel, so there's less available for the engine. So if the needle raises and lowers to govern the amount of fuel coming out of the main jet, then what exactly is operating the needle? As we've already seen, the needle will protrude into the main jet at such a level to allow just enough fuel out to hopefully regulate a decent idling speed. And just so we know, the way we raise the engine revs is to pull the throttle, which pulls the throttle cable, which rotates this throttle lever, and as the lever rotates, the whole throttle barrel mechanism raises, and the needle raises with it. And that exposes more of the gap in the main jet to allow more fuel out, to allow for higher engine revs. So let's now get back to gathering an understanding of the low screw adjustments themselves. Because we're talking about the needle screw being the low screw that adjusts the air to fuel ratio at low speed, we'll start the explanation with the engine idling. Okay, so in order to explain that, what we must make clear is that this needle is directly connected to the screw on the tip. And so of course when it's all fitted in place, this screw is turned to fit the needle into its correct position. So if we screw the screw in clockwise, the needle will lower, and if we screw it out anti-clockwise, the needle will raise. So when the engine is idling, screwing the screw out anti-clockwise will lift the needle and allow a little more fuel out. This will be adding more fuel to the air going into the engine and so richen up the mixture. And of course, if we were to screw this screw in clockwise, it would lower the needle, restricting some of that fuel going into the engine, and so the fuel to air mixture would be leaner. So if we've got a situation where the engine is idling like this, that's obviously not running at its best, because this sound is a symptom that the engine is running too lean. So screwing the screw anti-clockwise outwards raises the needle out of the main jet slightly. This allows more fuel out of the main jet, thus richening up the fuel to air mix at low revs. And so of course we adjust this screw slowly while we're listening to the engine, where the engine sounds like it's running much better. On the other hand, if the engine is idling like this, then this is a symptom of too much fuel reaching the engine at low revs. And so in this case we take the opposite stance. We screw the screw in slowly, lowering the needle into the jet, restricting some of that excess fuel coming out of the main jet, thus leaning out the fuel slightly so that the engine is receiving the right amount of fuel and therefore runs much better. So when we feel that we've adjusted this low screw to a point where the engine seems to be running well, we can then put a further tweak onto the adjustments with the idling screw, either to speed up the low RPM slightly if it needs that, or to slow it down slightly if it needs that. Either way, we need to bring the idling RPM to a reasonable level. On this weed eater strimmer, I need to bring the idling RPM to a point where the head of the strimmer is no longer turning, but not too low that it's going to stall. So I get that nice sweet spot after adjusting the low screw. So that's the hidden L screw explained, and that's the low RPM adjusted. If you want to go ahead and watch the full video where I explain how to adjust the L screw, the idling and the high screw, then please click through this link here. In the meantime, I want to thank you so much for watching, and I'll be back soon.